It's Grandma Roseanne, and we're in the garden because we're going to make lemon bars today. So I need to come and pick some lemons off the tree, which is the very best thing you can do to make lemon bars. But listen, if you're in an area and you can't grow citrus, please don't make them with the bottle stuff. Just buy 3 lemons. That's all you need, because we need 1 cup of lemon juice and we need the zest of 3 lemons. So I'm just going to pick some, take them in the house, and then we're going to start a whole process which will be fantastic. I don't think there is anything better that smells better or more wonderful than fresh lemons right off the tree. And this tree has been so good to us. Look at the size of that puppy, will you?
Oh.
Okay, this is all I need. So we'll go in the house now and we will start our lemon bars. Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne. Thank you for coming. It's lemon bars today. Lemon bars are the best ever. If you like, if you're a chocolate person, then scoot over to the molten lava chocolate cake that we baked. But if you are a tart person, hang with me, because these lemon bars are to die for. They are so good. So we're going to get started right away. And the first thing you want is 2½ cups of flour, because what this particular recipe calls for is a, what do you call that? What did your grandma used to make?
Shortbread.
Sure, yeah. It's a shortbread crust. I couldn't remember what it was. So it's a shortbread crust, and it has to be as good as Chuck's grandma. So hopefully we have got a winner in this recipe, and I think we do. So we've got 2½ cups of flour. We're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, right there. We want 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. Now I did sift the sugar, because it just clumps up so bad. If I'm doing any amount, like I'm doing a frosting, I don't sift it, I put it in my food processor, but for 2/3 of a cup, no problem. And then we just want to kind of whisk that together, or if you have my handy dandy little tool, you use this, because this is what it's made for. If you make a lot of breads, this is probably the little tool that you're going to want. See? It's Danish and it's wonderful. Now to this, we are going to add 8 tablespoons of melted butter. Okay, and we're just going to mix this together. Very simple. I love Sunday mornings when you get up and it's just a beautiful day and it's sunny and it's warm and it's, I know it's the middle of February, so we are just in a climate that's always sunny and warm. And get up and you say, well, what should we make today? And today, cameraman got to pick, and this is one of his favorites. So lemon bars it is. I tell you guys, being in my kitchen makes me so happy. It just makes me happy. Okay. Now, take a look at this and say to yourself, oh, that can never be a crust. What are you thinking? Well, I will show you what I'm thinking. I have a 9x12 pan. I put parchment paper in the pan. Do yourself a favor, line it with parchment paper. All I did was blob a little bit of butter on the bottom so that it would hold and not slide all over. Then you just want to dump this whole thing in, just like that. And you're going to start patting it out. Just like this. Get it kind of even. You don't have to be meticulous, but you do want it kind of even. And then you want to pat it down firmly. Chuck, tell them every day when you used to come home from school or go to your grandma's house, what she would have for you every time.
Well, my grandmother was from Scotland, so when she'd come home, when I'd come home from school, I'd go visit her. She had a small little apartment. And I'd always stop in after school, and she'd always have shortbread and tea for me. Never forgot that, even when I was a little one, all the way up till I was older and she passed away. But I never forgot it. Every time I see shortbread, it reminds me of her. She loved her shortbread. And in turn, I do too now.
And if any of you think that these memories do not live on, trust me, the memories that you build in your kitchen, like Chuck's grandma did, lives on. He's 67 years old? 67? No, yeah. Almost 68 years old. And those memories from his childhood are as strong today as they were then. So doing this is fulfilling many things. It fulfills the day. It gives a wonderful taste for the moment. But the long reward is just the length of time that the memory holds for you. Now, I have this in a 350-degree oven. It's pressed down pretty tight here, and it's going to go in just until it's browned. Starts to about 20 minutes, just until it starts to get golden, okay? So while this is doing what it needs to do, I'm gonna go ahead and start the filling. Well, I love seeing the lemons that we have here because it takes me back to when I first planted that tree, and that tree was little. It was only about this big. Now it's taller than I am, except that we trim it back. But I remember bringing the grandchildren out here, every one of them, starting with Michael and then Matthew and then Maverick, when they were little guys, and they'd go and they'd pick that lemon, I'd cut it open, let them taste it, and they'd go, ooh, but they'd always go back for seconds. So I loved it so much. Planting everything around my garden has been the joy of planting, watching it grow. The disdain I have for gophers also came to a level in my life, but it's also about having all of this wonderful stuff just at your fingertips that you can use. So we're going to get started here. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make the lemon sugar. I've got 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to put it into my food processor. And then we want the zest from 3 lemons. So we're going to have just the yellow. Remember, you don't want the white. That's the pith, and you definitely don't want that. But what you do want, is you want to be able to smell the aroma that this fresh lemon is giving. Now, I will also tell you that by putting this in the food processor and letting it blend, and we're going to let it blend until it's almost, or process rather, until it's almost a pale yellow. The sugar has left the white, it's almost a pale yellow. And what you're doing is you're infusing that lemon rind, or lemon zest rather, you're infusing that right into that sugar. And boy, I'll tell you, it is magnificent when you do that. All right, so now we're just going to take all of the zest, pop it in there, and we're going to let it run until it becomes pale yellow.
Oh, yeah.
So here you are, this is the color that you're looking for. Do you see how pale that is? And all of that lemon zest has been infused into that sugar. Now what we need is 1 cup of lemon juice. Now I have a juicer here. Let me just show you this as well. If you don't have a juicer, one of these works really well. You just take it in and just do this with it, and it juices it. It doesn't get as much juice out of your fruit as this will, but again, this is probably $2 and this is considerably more. So, whatever works in your budget. You see that? There's no more that that little lemon could give us. All right, we're just at about 3/4 of a cup, so it might just be one more lemon. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that just perfection? I mean, it's so exciting when you grow your own. All right, now, do you see all of this lemon in here? I'm going to go ahead and use that simply because there's enormous flavor in there. I like that little bit of texture in there. This particular lemon tree doesn't give us any seeds, which is really nice. So I can just use these. So, you know, it's up to you. If you want to go ahead and use that, do. If you're not comfortable with it, don't. We just really like lemony lemon. Now we're going to assemble. So we have our 1 cup of lemon juice and lemon bits. And to this, we're going to add all of the lemon sugar. Just like that. To whisk this together. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of flour. Oops, I want all that lemon sugar. Look at how much got stuck in there. No, everybody gets to come to the party. There. That was a 1/2 cup of flour. And take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eggs. I know. It's going to be rich and it's going to be beautiful. I always thought when I made a lemon meringue pie, or I made lemon curd, or lemon bars, I always thought it was yellow because of the lemon. No, you saw how pale the sugar was when we put the lemon zest in? It's yellow because of the eggs. I've tried a lot of different desserts, lemon bar desserts, and I will tell you, I think this one is really one of the finest ones you're going to try. And there's a lot of different crusts that you can use. We really like the shortbread crust, but you know, if you like the other crusts, give those a try as well. Because I think the star of the show is right here. There. Now that is well mixed. Shortbread has done well. So now what we do is pour this lovely mixture over our shortbread. Just like that. And yes, I wash my hands 9 million times a day, so don't worry about my hands. Now this is going to go into our 350-degree oven, and it's going to be in there for 25 minutes. All right, well, we are done baking, and I'm going to take this out. Now, we went a little bit longer than 20 minutes, and I've been seeing that with my oven, so I'm going to calibrate it because I think maybe my oven isn't correct, but I want you to start at 20 and then just check it. All right, so what you want is a little bit of jiggle in there, and that's just fine. That it'll settle up and tighten up as it settles in and cools off. Now, I know the cameraman is all ready for me to cut this and serve it. What I didn't mention to him is that we have to let it cool down, and then it goes in the refrigerator for 2 hours.
No.
Did you hear that? No. Yeah, I didn't tell him that part. So we're gonna let it cool down, and then 2 hours from now, I will come back. We will cut it, and I'm just gonna top it with powdered sugar, which is just customary for it. I'm sure you could put anything on top or nothing, whatever you prefer. But powdered sugar, I think, is probably most traditional. So enjoy your next little bit of time, and I will be back in 2 hours. We have our finished product here, so I'm going to show you the reason that we're using parchment paper. Now watch this slick thing. You just pull it out, and you do that. Now I think that makes everything so much easier, you guys. Okay. Now, typically, there's powdered sugar. Do you like powdered sugar, cameraman?
Yeah.
Okay. Then powdered sugar it shall be. There. Okay. Time to cut a bar and to see if we had amazing success. What do you think?
God, it looks delicious.
Does it look good? You guys, do you like that look?
That's Grandma's shortbread right there. Oh, it looks great.
Oh, that looks wonderful. Okay. It is so good, you guys. It is so good. It's really tart, and that shortbread is fantastic. So,
Good.
enjoy. I usually have so much food, and it's just cameraman and I take a lot and give it to my neighbor. I will flat out guarantee you I'm gonna have to fight him to get this one out the door. This is gonna be a favorite for him.
That's not going anywhere.
So, what I would like to say is, if you are enjoying this process, cooking with me, experimenting with me, and yes, we have had a couple of disasters, a couple of failures, that's just part of it. Forget those parts. Just continue on the path of success. Subscribe, please. I want you to come back. I want you to be notified, so hit the bell, because we're posting almost every single day now. So thank you. Ingredients will be below. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we are going to have a great dessert after dinner. Thank you. Bye. Oh, this is good.